Hi, I'm Esben, and I'm the new COO of Amby. So I started out my career in management consulting in a big conglomerate named Maersk. Fantastic people. I really enjoyed that. Then I moved to Norway, continued in management consulting in a firm called Consulting. And then one of the partners in particular had this idea of sort of a venture fund he named X. And they asked me if I was interested in running with that idea and trying to set it up. So I did that for, 3.5 years, had lots of fun. But at that point in my career, I felt like I've been an advisor my entire career. X was a startup I was doing, but not in sort of the same way as some of the software companies. I felt like it was good for me to go out and try to live this myself. So I joined one of the companies we had invested in, Unlock, and that's my most recent position before joining Amby as COO. Good question. I guess we'll see how successful I am, but I think it's I have worked in the venture startup space, which is what you say a key segment for Amby. And then I do think there's a lot of similarities in the way Amby works and then management consulting. So I definitely hope that the combination of management consulting, having been in the venture space, having been an investor, all of that is a good combo, a good mix of skills and experiences to bring into Amby. What I experienced when working with Amby is that there's of course much more to it. It's not just, hey, go out and source these people. It's also, how do you source? What do you actually need for your team? Where do you need them? All that advice around that. I think that's something that many startups and scale-ups maybe don't focus enough on, which is interesting because if you ask, or if you look at the investors, the venture investors, and you ask them like, what is the most important criteria when investing in a startup or scale-up? Most of them will say having a fantastic team. But then many don't know actually how you set that team, how you build that team, how you nurture that team. Many will know what a good team looks like, but maybe not how to build it. So the more I dug into this and the more I learned about Amby, the more it intrigued me about like, there's something here. And I think there's a great, if you say, Amby is already quite big, but there's a great opportunity to do even more with this. So yeah, I thought, and I still do, of course, that this is very exciting. I think, so many of the VC funds, what you got to understand is that they want to add, of course, as much value as they can with as little effort as possible, of course, because they have to sort of leverage their resources. So working with a company like Amby, right, we could help with that part on like having knowledge sharing sessions, sharing best practices, because most of the venture funds will not have, like you said, dedicated talent person, and even if they do, they might need that extra capacity. We know that from having worked with several venture funds. So I definitely think there's a lot of value to be had to the portfolio companies. I think one thing that really excites me, because I know there's a gap for many, is how we can work with the investors to help them assist their portfolio companies. Because as I said before, most investors will focus on having a great team. But again, how do you build that team? Both bringing in talent, but also nurturing that talent to get them to stay. Super important, but perhaps in my view, a little bit overlooked from many, both startups, scale-ups, and the investor side. So I think there's definitely something there. That we all have spikes, and that it's okay not to be the best at everything. Of course, there's stuff that you need to learn, but also play more to your strengths. Then things are a bit easier and also a lot more fun than trying to always sort of fill the holes. I think that's been an important lesson for me. Not to say that I'm not still insecure about certain things, but at least I try to focus on where I think I have the most fun and where I think I can add the most value. Yeah. Yeah, the best way to get in touch with me, I guess, is connecting with me on LinkedIn. Of course, writing me an email if you have my email. Now I should stare into the camera, right? No. Yeah. Hi, I'm Danish. Okay. Follow me on Medium, and I'll make sure
I'll contact you personally.
You'll get a free iPhone. Yeah.
Thank you.